On me in 3, 2, 1. Hi everybody, welcome to Real Rebel. Today I am going to talk about one of my favorite movies, Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day came out in 1993. I saw it in the movie theater with some friends. I was 11 years old. So it was a great movie then. It's a great movie still. I think it's just going to be one of those movies that's going to endure for years. So I think that the reason behind Groundhog Day's staying power boils down to about 3 reasons. And the first reason is its character arc. Now, Bill Murray stars as Phil Connors, the weatherman who is supposed to do the weather report from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, and he goes and he sees the groundhog. Does it see its shadow, or do we have 6 more weeks of winter? And he is just, starts off this movie he's just a bad person. He in fact, when Harold Ramis would try to set him up for a scene, Harold Ramis directed this movie, Bill would just say, "So am I good Phil or am I bad Phil?" And so bad Phil definitely takes up a lot of the beginning of this movie. He looks down on everyone. He kind of just feels like he's too good for everybody, and all he wants to do is get out of Punxsutawney. He wants to go back to Pittsburgh and onto bigger and better things. So the day around him keeps repeating over and over and over again. It's always February 2nd. And even though the day around him stays the same, his character changes. He reacts to everything differently. And as he falls in love with Rita, who is played by Andie MacDowell, he grows up. And I really got engaged with him when I began feeling how much he wants to be with Rita and just wants her to love him back. And that's what really drew me into his character and made me believe that there was something more here than just this jerk who wants to get out of Punxsutawney. And so having a big character arc like that, where we have a person who starts off as a jerk, and then by learning from the people around him, and he grows as a character and falls in love with Rita and has to make choices to change the course of his life and how he reacts to things, how he treats other people. He becomes somebody else by the end of this picture. And you would think that a movie like Groundhog Day would get repetitive because it's the same day over and over again. But the reason that it works is that character drives the story and how he evolves and he becomes a better person. Right, Ash? You were talking a minute ago. Okay, and then reason number 2 is Bill Murray's acting. I've always noticed that he has really, really good chemistry with his romantic leads in these movies. Andie MacDowell, Sigourney Weaver, Karen Allen, Scarlett Johansson. He just had really, really good chemistry, and I think that a lot of it is because he's a great actor, he's very charismatic, and he's funny, and so I think that he draws these women in as, you know, their characters in a really effective way, and even though he's such a jerk, he's still relatable. I can relate to Phil. I know he's a jerk, but like there's a little bit of that in me, so I can relate to that character. But I also want to be good and I want to grow, so I relate to him wanting to do that as well. My mark of a good actor is when, and this comes down to directing as well, but my mark of a good actor is when you can tell what they're thinking, what their character is feeling, without them saying any lines. And at the very beginning of the movie, Bill Murray pulls this off right away. When he sees the Andie MacDowell character, he has a reaction, and the camera sits on him for just a second or two, and you can see this reaction that he has to her, that he has to nobody else around him, and that there's something there, but he hides it. And someone says, "Ooh, she looks fun," and he said, "Yeah, not my kind of fun." So he knows right off the bat that we can tell he likes her, he's intrigued by her, but it's not really the right fit for the character he is at the beginning. Then reason number 3, I think the philosophy behind this movie. Stephen Tobolowsky, who plays the really annoying insurance agent, so don't beat up your insurance agent like Phil Connors did in this movie. That's not nice. So Stephen Tobolowsky has been asked by fans and everybody, how long did Phil Connors have to repeat that day over and over and over again? And he said, well, there are many theories on the internet and they're all wrong. The only one that's right is I talked with Harold Ramis myself, and the actor asked him, so how long did Phil have to repeat this day over and over again? And Harold said, 10,000 years. And Steven said, what? That's crazy, 10,000 years? And apparently Harold Ramis was a Buddhist, and the human soul takes 10,000 years to perfect itself. And, well, you know, Bill Murray's character at the beginning, yeah, it probably would take him that long to get better. And so he goes through all of these stages where he's bored, he's angry, and then his attention at some point in the movie just focuses on Rita. I think he finally realizes, this is what I want. But it takes him a really, really long time to make it work. And the character accepts, I think, after a while that it's just he's gonna just have to keep repeating this day. He can't force that advancement to February 3rd. He just has to sit here and just wait this out. And there's a point where he says to her that he says he doesn't deserve her, but if he ever could, he'd love her for the rest of his life. And so I think that that's the real journey of the movie, is him becoming good enough for her character. You know, she's warm, she's kind, she's giving. He says all of these things to her. He has a really sweet little speech where he says, I think you're the kindest, gentlest, most wonderful person I've ever known. And so he needs to become that way. And over the course of the movie, he does. And I really like the part where he sits in this present moment. He knows that the next day is probably going to be February 2nd again. He's standing with her. So he says, no matter what happens, tomorrow or for the rest of my life, I'm happy now because I love you. And so that character has to accept that this is his reality, and that the person that he loves may not love him tomorrow. Yeah. What? No, I said the wrong word. That's the magic word that he knows. Hi, everybody. He goes, oh, Mommy, those lights are bright. And you said the magic word, and that means it's dinner time, but it's not because it's too early. I love you. Yeah. So this movie came out in the 90s, so, you know, I thought I'd bring the choker back. You know, I'm going to be a trendsetter and bring back the choker. I thought, yeah, 90s. Although that movie came out in the early 90s. I don't know if they were popular yet. And, oh, what about this? Huh? You know, cute little glasses? Yeah. No lenses. It's a prop for another Real Rebel coming up. So, anyway, I thought I'd do that. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye!